dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seeming. I guess I've been dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming.
What do you think of this game? Peace and love to all the guys and goddesses and the high vibrating species on the planet. What it is, what it do, good people, man. Y'all come on in, man. We finna get on the ace today, you know what I'm talking about? They already trying to get started. Yeah, we gonna keep our emotions out of it, but we gonna pump up the volume on y'all bitch ass, you know what I'm saying? Cause y'all getting on my nerves. You really getting on my nerves. For real. Yes. Come on in, Academates, peace and love to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Pardon me. But we gonna get this thing busting. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some of this flavor down, and then we gonna get to that. All right. But anyways, we got SCP-7115. All right, and the numerology for that is gonna bust down to the number 5. We gonna run through this real quick because I just tried to do it. And it played with me a little bit. So I'm gonna have to do all this stuff over again. I'm a little. Okay, so we got American meat. And y'all should know. You should know. Unless you've been sleeping under a rock somewhere, you should know about this. And all that can be said about American meat. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just gonna do this for the guys that says that we have to allege things. Man, get out of here. Stop it. Stop trying to control our mouths. We ain't gotta do that. We ain't gotta say alleged nothing when it's been documented. You know what I'm saying? When the news reports it and we've seen things that says, hey, yes, we're doing this. Okay? You can't be mad at me because I'm elaborating on something that you wanted to slip through and you didn't want nobody to really step on that and bring that out to the forefront so folks can be like, why are they doing that? Like, why is McDonald's, you know what I'm saying, or other restaurants, fast food restaurants that is, and possibly the citizens being accused of serving avatar meat, trying to turn people into cannibals on the low. Why do we get such reports and such stories like this about the pink slime and in the meat and the bad enough is GMO stuff out here, bad enough. You know what I'm saying? We got to get all this stuff cleaned up, good people. We got to get this planet back cleaned up, man. I don't know what these folk out here got going on, but we as the people, we need to start seeing this shit. And I'm going to say it like that. We need to start seeing this. You know what I mean? And start really doing something about it. And stop entrusting other mother above us, you know what I'm saying, to do what they claim that they're going to do. Because I promise you, if they could really do that, what they say that they're going to do, why don't they do it? Why does it even need to be said that you have to do any of the stuff that you're doing? It's because we have corruption. We're dealing with corruption. You know what I'm saying? And the American meat company, our food industry is very corrupt because they are slowly but surely killing you softly with their food. You know what I'm saying? That's why we gotta get back to doing our own thing. You feel me? Growing your own foods. Get back into nature, doing our own thing, man. Because we can't trust these people, man. You know what I'm saying? We got freedom of speech, and they still won't even allow us to speak freely. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, you got Trump talking about censorship. Why does he even have to address censorship? Because there's people out here that want to keep us quiet, but we don't have to shut up for you. I don't answer to you. Great mother, or is that you? Are you great mother? No, you're not, because y'all want this patriarch. You know what I'm saying? You want the patriarch. It's all manly. What are women? Ain't no women? You feel me? But anyways, y'all got this going on with this meat and you're serving up the babies. We wonder where your baby's going. You've been eating them. And that's why they want you to throw alleged on stuff. Allegedly, you're eating your own children. Or children that's been taken. They're feeding you the remains. Of course, it's probably one of them videos that they probably going to want to put, you know what I'm saying, an extra shadow watching this one. Because I'm speaking it. And that's what we need to do. We need more people speaking about this stuff. It's like, but you can't prove it. Come on, man. I can prove children are coming up missing. And I can prove that by people killing people over Popeye's chicken sandwiches, that something's up in this, something's in your ingredients. This can be proven. But what scientists that's not with them are going to step out and be like, yeah, man, it's this, that, and the third. They putting this in there. That's what's making people act like that. You don't have one out here. Because they'll have their stuff pulled. They'll have their license pulled. They won't be able to practice anywhere. They basically be shunned by the medical industry and everybody else, like Dr. Sebi was, you know what I'm saying? And other doctors like him. You feel me? They say you need this and that and the third to be a medical physician. Why? I healed myself. I heal myself with the herbs that I have in the backyard. Way back there. I got it. Back there. Yeah. All set up. You know what I'm saying? Even a broken toe. Even my broken toe. Healed that myself. I didn't need nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I have my receipts. They're with me. I am the receipt. So I don't have to prove anything. You know what I mean? Y'all just need to wake the fuck up and see what's going on. You dig? And get the clues that's been given to you. All right. Anyways. So we got this American meat thing. Hopefully it's not any of that. It ain't McDonald's serving up babies. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? And I don't care. Y'all doing something. I don't care. And I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about your feelings. Now, I already did my bunny ears in the beginning, so I don't care about your feelings about the subject, because we're talking about innocent people, children that's being taken and served up on a platter. I don't care about your feelings at all. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? Public service announcement. FYF. That's the model that we stand on over here. Fuck your feelings. You know what I'm talking about? FYF. Fuck your feelings. Fuck your face. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. Alright, anyways. We do have numerology. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes me mad. But anyways, we got numerology. We got number 5. We got masculine energy, of course. You know what I mean? We got the number 5 is the Mercury, the planet Mercury. So we got that Mercury energy. We got Gemini in the 3rd house, and then we got Virgo in the 6th house. You feel me? We got positives. We got clever, adaptable, versatile, daring, energetic, literary, expressive, curious, spontaneous, freedom-loving, quick reflexes. What is that? Crisis-oriented, enthusiastic, loves travel and excitement. For the negatives, we have excessive, irritable, which y'all trying to be, careless, vulgar, callous, lacks discipline and direction, nervous, abusive, inconsistent, self-indulgent with sex, drugs, and alcohol. For them occupations, we got a salesperson, reporter, detective, communications expert, public relations, pilot, writer, a magician, gambler, instructor, personnel interviewer, stockbroker, import exports, scientist, race car driver, emergency crisis team. Tidbits, we got high places, rulership over high places, highways, public schools, playgrounds, post offices, shopping malls, trade, science, buildings, labs and plants, communication centers, places of commerce, all racetracks, centers of general public activity. The colors is light and mixed colors. The tarot is the Hierophant or the High Priest card, which represents spiritual meaning, search for spiritual meaning. Masculine side, but represents balance, desires for spiritual knowledge, no matter the creed or doctrine, urges in man to understand its higher nature. Get yourself together out there, you know what I'm saying? Get to know self. That's what that is. Understand your higher nature. Your higher nature. It's rising in vibration, rising in frequency, getting to know who the hell you are and not what people tell you that you are. Do you know who you are without somebody else giving you your attributes? You know what I mean? Do you know your attributes, created character? Huh? Do ya? Because if not, then you have lost complete control of the Matrix in your own paradigm, and I'm pretty sure somebody has the wires and they are the puppeteering your ass around. Okay? So you may want to cut them strings and get back attached with you, man. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, so we got American meat. They claim that it's neutralized. I highly doubt it. It's transfiguration. So, you know what I'm saying? You know how the Matrix said that they would liquefy your body to feed to the living, just to turn you into a battery. What is that? Just to turn you into these. To do you like these, man. They want to do you like that. They're going to liquefy other bodies just to turn you into these. They need your energy. They want your energy. They need your energy, Carbon Man. Especially Carbon Man. They need your energy to make this whole program work for them. They need your energy. And carelessly and foolishly, including myself at points until I woke up, had been giving it to them freely. Now for the fortune and fame, y'all just give it to them like it ain't nothing. And guess who suffers? Oh, those same people that you didn't think about. Let's get this thing busting, y'all. I hope y'all have what you need, because I do. And without further ado, let's get to what it is that we do. We have American meat, SCP-7115. Let's eat. Don't do it. Shadow Law. Get with
Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh.
My name is Dr. Miller.
Doc
and
Miller.
the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-7115.
Okay.
Object class, neutralized.
Nah, I
Special containment procedures.
I seen the question mark on
Paper
that, Jack.
records.
We seen the question mark. Don't tell us that. Don't y'all believe that. But let's... Hey, man, this is crazy that this is even the subject, bruh. American meat, man, hold up, bruh. Because you know in the other parts of the world, you know they don't eat like us, right? Y'all know they don't eat like us. Now, I got to be honest with you. They need some flavor over there. Y'all need some flavor over there. Now, I done been over there. I done ate plenty of dishes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to do better than fish and chips. I promise you, London, you got to do better than fish and chips. And y'all need a little bit of seasoning, man. Let's work on this. Y'all need some flavor, god dang it. Some flavor. I don't mind the dishes. Now, the dishes be fine. They be fine. But they need some seasoning, though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't seasoning your food. Now, I don't know who done taught you what they done taught you, but you definitely didn't get it from us. If you're not seasoning your food, you didn't get it from us. Okay? I just want y'all to understand it over there in the London world. Okay? I done been there. I was there for a good little bit. So I had plenty of time to indulge in several meals, okay? To give my dissertation. It wasn't just one night stand. You know what I'm saying? I was there. And it's you need some flavor. You need some flavor. But over here, boy, they doing the most with the food. Like, that's why we lead in obesity and all that good stuff. I mean, bad stuff. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not good. That's not good, because bestiality is not. I mean, not bestiality. I'm sorry. Obesity is not good. Bestiality is not good either. But obesity. You know what I'm saying? People being obese. That's definitely not a good thing. But the American food, the food that they feed you over here in the States, you know what I mean, is, you feel me? Now, me, I got a high metabolism. Now, I eat a whole refrigerator, you know what I mean, and won't gain a freaking ounce. Like, that's me, but that's my metabolism. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. But some people, boy, most people over here, they can't just eat what they want. They be mad at me like I did something wrong. I ain't do nothing. Shit, it's my body. This is my avatar, and I like it. You know what I mean? But I don't indulge in all these type of foods and stuff like that anymore anyway. You know what I'm saying? But when I did, I promise you, I could eat anything. Anything. And I don't know where it goes.
relating to SCP-7115 are currently stored in the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Unusual Incidents Unit Secure Archive. Physical
FBI.
remains relating to SCP-7115 are to be stored in a standard biological containment locker per the recommendation of the current HMCL supervisor of Site-187. SCP-7115 is presumed to have been neutralized. Despite this, sightings of SCP-7115-A or 7115-1 entities are to be treated as a high-priority threat. Description: SCP-7115 designates a series of anomalous phenomena which occurred in 1908 at the Molson & Company meatpacking plant, a subsection of the meatpacking district in Chicago. The source of said phenomena is believed to have been an entity designated SCP-7115-A, which at the time operated under the identity of Antanas Remus, a Lithuanian immigrant and employee of the Molson & Company plant. Addendum 7115-1. Background: Molson & Company, founded in 1863 and dissolved in 1909, was a pork farming and packing firm with its largest meatpacking plant located in Chicago's Union Stockyards. The company primarily farmed and slaughtered hogs, but also manufactured products such as soap from slaughterhouse byproducts, doing so in factories adjacent to its main plant. Prior to the occurrence of SCP-7115, the president of the company was Henry Hughes, or H.H. Molson. Following the publication of Upton Sinclair's 1906 novel, The Jungle, which sought to advocate for socialism by portraying the exploitation of immigrants by the Chicago meatpacking industry, and legislative action against the unsanitary nature of contemporary meatpacking. Molson grew concerned that negative publicity, legislative action, and unionization would affect his profits. To this end, Molson influenced Harold Leslie, the editor of the Chicago Daily Courier newspaper, to publish articles opposing reform in the meatpacking industry. This culminated in a letter from Molson to Leslie, undated but likely sent in August of 1908, suggesting that Leslie sent a reporter to the Molson plant disguised as an employee, much like Sinclair himself did in order to research the jungle, with the aim of producing a first-hand account of the meatpacking industry which would present the Molson Corporation positively and contradict Sinclair's book. Leslie recommended Sherman Hayes, a young reporter fluent in a number of the languages spoken by the immigrant workers, for the task. He was to lodge with Jelena and Thomas Petrulis, employees of Molson & Company who had previously spied on trade unionists on behalf of the corporation. Addendum 7115-2. Sherman Hayes' Journal. Hayes' stay at the plant from September to December of 1908 provides the clearest first-hand account of SCP-7115. Relevant excerpts from Hayes' notebook and journals are provided below.
The pea house, or rather shack, is shared between them and 3 ragged chickens which they feed on kitchen scraps. I bunk in the main room.
Listen. I'm just trying to make, you know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm looking like this, because I'm just kind of like, you know what? I think I know a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things, I'll be listening to dates and timelines. You know what I'm talking about? Like, timelines are very important. So I've learned to pay attention to the timeline, and especially when they throw out them dates. That's why I be out on top of them dates when they throw them out there, y'all. You know what I mean? Because it's like, like, and it'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? If something peculiar happened, especially if you're paying attention. You feel me? And that's what we're here to do at the academy. You know what I'm saying? It's an academy, so we're preparing you for war. You feel me? The war's already taking place. We're just trying to get more people out there, you know what I'm saying, and aware that there's an actual war going on. You feel me? So we can get you in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of y'all out there like to fight. We trying to get you in the fight. But right now it's not one of them type fights where you thinking it's bomb. Now they got that going on the other side of the world. No, that's not how the American fight war inside is going right now. It's not going like that. It's right here on the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's the war is right here on the internet. It's a lot of publicity going on, a lot of propaganda mixed with it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on, and you got to be able to weed yourself through all this stuff to be able to see it all. You know what I'm saying? And you're not going to catch it all, but you need to catch enough to keep yourself secure, where you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And you get your people on game. And this does not matter about your race, your creed, color, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Is to get your folks together, because if you down here at the bottom, if you ain't balling out of control, and I mean when I say balling out of control, meaning you are not, you know what I'm saying, like you a part of them, because that's the only way that you finna get on public mainstream any of that. You got to be down with them. They're not finna let no face go out there if you're not down with them, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's the scope when it's coming down to what's going on. Now over here in America, like I said, it's a different type of war being fought, in the war against the American people. And this is even public knowledge though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy that people don't know, you know what I'm saying, about most of this stuff. Like, it's an actual war against you. Like, you are the enemy to these people. Like, by law, you the enemy. It's crazy, huh? Go look. Just don't believe me. Go look. Pull up some of them. You know what I'm saying? Pull up the Constitution, pull up some of those amendments, and you know what I'm saying, pull up some of the laws that was actually passed. You'll realize they do you like this because they have deemed you as the enemy, and they don't want us to tell y'all that, but too late. You know what I'm saying? Go look, y'all. And this is part of that war, to tamper with your food, guerrilla war tactics.
Room
like
by the
that.
stove, under the story that I'm a
Reveal.
distant
Guerrilla
cousin
war
come here
tactics.
to work. They have given me their warmest blanket.
All right, we're
I
gonna
would
let them
more
run
happily
some.
take it if they did not go on about how it was the best they had, how they were at the service of the Molson Corporation, and I, bowing and scraping like coolies. To do. Notes regarding work tomorrow. Street sketches of workers plus area. Though less than luxurious, the inhabitants have constructed a neighborhood brimming with rustic, peasant conviviality. Praying I will hear some news of Kozlowski here. A story that would make my fame, though God only knows if I will gain anything here except some exotic skin disease. Much to praise regarding plant design efficiency. Consult plans for clearer description when returning to office, and administration. I'm glad to hold a pen after hacking at pig carcasses for a day. Foreman was informed regarding my presence. Did not hound me too hard as he did other workers. Even so, I'm exhausted and working at half their pace. Even with a lighter workload, I'm exhausted. A thing I cannot find a kind of description of is the smell. Sweat and flesh piled on flesh and pig shit, and steam from boiling lard still clinging to my face. Hungry, too. So close to pound after pound of meat with nothing but thin soup for meals. Not that I would want pork, knowing how the meat practically steams in its own sweat and slime for hours. The socialistic voices of the press may argue for unionization and indolence, but the plant workers' actions demonstrate otherwise. Their industriousness is commendable. Twice in one day I saw workers cut themselves butchering the slaughtered pigs, yet grit their teeth manfully and go on working. Would that more in this country had their grit and sufferance. Strange things seen. One man, Nikolai, lost a finger to an errant cut. But a wizened worker, long prophet's beard, vaguely like Whitman, grasped the finger and rejoined it to the stump, leaving not even a scar. Some parlor trick, that. 2 workers, boys, were crushed under a section of the factory's roof, which caved in this morning. From gossip, seems to have been an event which has occurred before. Pillars and supports widely known to be damaged. Previous deaths not reported in the Courier as far as I know. Regrettably, not even factories as modern and well-regulated as the Molson plant are immune to accidents. Even in grief, workers have a rustic dignity working here, I witnessed. Jelena says their names were Tavas and Raitas. Brothers. The old man is called Antanas, some sort of shaman or unofficial leader. Better English than all other workers. Voice like a preacher. He was consoling Tavis and Raitas' mother when Thomas
That's shaman, not shame. Ain't no shame. There's no shame in what we do. Shaman.
And I arrived to work.
That's
Word amongst workers, as relayed by Thomas, the others do not speak in my presence,
shaman.
that we are to go to a meeting spot outside workers' shantytown tonight. Union meeting, perhaps? Must write down as proof it was all real. We met in the old man's house, bigger than the rest with a spread of their country's food laid out. Thomas and I arrived late, his wife tired. He was already speaking to the crowd, telling them not to grieve these deaths nor the other injuries their work had caused. A massed outcry in the congregation which showed their injuries furiously. Stumps of hands, skin peeling from disease, children who were half bone.
That was an Indian town.
God, the stench as they shouted and raved. The old man quieted them. Grief is of no use, my friends. Tears will not feed or clothe us. Does your pain make you want death? I will show you how pain will save you. I thought he was a socialist and was busy thinking of words which would best ridicule his claims when he drew the boy's mother from the crowd. She was sobbing, her dress filthy from working in the fertilizer plant. He produced a knife, the long, lightly curved sort used to cut swine open. You were willing to bleed for Molson once. Now you will bleed for all of us. And with a slash, he cut her belly open, top to bottom, through the skirt. And as the crowd surged forward, and also back in horror, he reached in and parted the flesh. And out of the bleeding guts, pulled forth a writhing piglet. The crowd quieted as the woman sobbed quietly still. And he reached in, and this time a fat sow, squealing and thrashing. Trotters tangled in and kicking her intestines, was dragged out on the ground. Elizabeta, don't cry. You bled once for a rich man, now bleed for us all, painlessly. And let your blood bring life. And with those words we all fell to and slaughtered the pigs, as we had learned to do. The workmen are friendlier now, having seen me at that meeting. I was invited to sit with them. Even tried their lunch of black bread and cheese, and compared war stories of the abuse the foreman had made us suffer. They used to look at me with suspicion, and for a moment I rejoiced I was getting closer to these people. One even told me about how Kozowski and his anarchists were stockpiling dynamite in this shanty to play at being Kazalgas, clouting me around the head and laughing as if we had worked and shared jokes for decades. But I know the blood and guts business which earned me this acceptance. And the taste of raw pork is still slick on my tongue. The old man must know I do not belong. My face too clean cut, and demeanor too inquisitive. What will I taste like? 2 men, who were friends of Thomas, volunteered to be cut open this time, saying it was better to die to feed their families than waste away. Those workers being rheumatic from working in the chilling rooms, shivering even when they stood by the old man's stove and declared their willingness. He charged them to bring a 3rd victim, and this night we gathered to see them kneel besides 2 others. One, the loathed foreman. The other, from what gossip in the room was saying, his son, both tied hand and foot. They jeered. I jeered with them, and cursed the man and his son too, and spat on the boy's face as we paraded him through the meeting room, and they were all cut open, and black bristled hogs rose up out of their gashed open guts. We feasted on the meat, and the 4 of them, still living, crying and praying as their guts tangled down to their knees, were dragged away by some of the man's acolytes. Plans to do more. Others offered themselves as sacrifices, making plans to hunt down others. Strangers and beggars. Not even the staff at the plant to be brought as part of the feast. The scream of the boy as a hog, twice his size, reared its head from his stomach and ripped the boy's flank apart with its tusks. Something had gnawed up the peased chickens, Screaming pigs and roaring machines by day. Screaming men and women and children by night. The old man must know I'm a spy. We are all just meat.
These notes were deposited in a P.O. box used by Hayes, discovered following the investigation of the events surrounding the Molson factory. Addendum 7115-3 SCP-7115-1 SCP-7115-1 designates a population of organisms observed in the meatpacking district in the autumn and winter of 1908. Contemporary autopsies indicate that recovered corpses were humanoid, but exhibited haphazard and asymmetrical mutations, rendering them superficially porcine in appearance. While SCP-7115-1 varied visually, all specimens possessed thickened epidermises covered in bristles, elongated faces terminating in boar-like snouts, and teeth elongated into multiple sets of tusks. Genetic testing of recovered skeletal material indicate that SCP-7115-1 share genetic material with baseline Homo sapiens, with traces of Sus domesticus, Sus scrofa, and Metridio coeris.
Okay. Listen. It's a couple things. It's a lot to unpack with this, but I'm just gonna keep it simple as I can. For one thing, this is splicing. They got some splicing going on with pigs. Now, another thing is this is actual true thing. Because then it says share genetic material with baseline Homo sapiens. Now, this baseline Homo sapien, and you go look, it's gonna boil down to being the pale man. That's hence to the pink skin, the white skin. They can call it white, but it's really not white. It's really pale, translucent, damn near. For real. So the so-called white man, you know what I'm saying, is definitely share genetics with the pig. That's hence the color. Same color as the pig. White people the same color as the pig. Alright, but this is definitely genetic splicing. Alright. And they're eating the people at the same time. That's why they have that's why the mutations. It's really not mutations. Excuse me, it's splicing. It's splicing. Of course, it's mutations, but somebody is causing this. It's not just happening. It's somebody's causing it to happen. Period. And don't take offense to what I said. The information is gonna come out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you haven't noticed, there's a lot going on about Yakub. You know what I'm saying? The Yakub story. It's just a lot of truth in it. A lot of truth in it. All right. So yeah, that's just one thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, damn. There's the pig. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we explained the wolf, the dog, you know what I'm saying, which is they call it hypertrichosis. This hypertrichosis, the werewolf syndrome. And from what I've read, with my own two retinas, what I've read is that every single pale person, Arab, Mexicans, like a lot of species, you know what I'm saying, races, so-called races, like you're not even different races, you're the same. You're the same. You're the absolute same. You carry the same genetics. You've just been put in different geographical locations, and you've taken on the cultures and of such lands that you've been designated to be in. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of taking over these places that you're at, right? So at the end of the day, you still have different splices of different type animals that's in you. And this science is actually starting to come out, how all this stuff come to fucking be. and they've been holding on to it for a long time. But hypertrichosis, that, I mean, you can go look this up yourself. Go look it up yourself. It's called the werewolf syndrome, and everybody has either a mild condition of it or a wild condition of it. They call it a wild condition. So it's mild, meaning you don't have it all over your face and all over your body, and then you have this wild condition where it's all over your face, it's all over your body, like you're completely covered in hair. You look like a damn a Shih Tzu or some shit. I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying, like this. And y'all seen these people. You've seen these people, but you probably didn't even believe it. Just like what? But then again, there's some of y'all out there that actually know, and you're told to keep this on the low. But hell no. And that's another reason why we say we're not the same. You know what I'm saying? Because there's things like that get people acting up, and it gets people, when you find out the wrong way, it's when it becomes a problem. So I'm trying to present it to you in a way where you can go and look yourself on the low. Nobody else has to know. You go, just take the word hypertrichosis, you type it into Google, and see what it says about you. You know what I'm saying? And there it is. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. I didn't set it up to be that way, but it's going to have a lot to do with that Yakub story and how a lot of y'all got here. You know what I'm saying? And that's just point blank, period. Don't argue with me. Argue with the people that came up with all this stuff and start putting it out here for us to dissect, because we're definitely dissecting.
SCP-7115-1 were
what's really going on this planet and what has taken place on this planet. And this is a part of it. So, yeah. And they eating people. Not to mention the cannibalism is continuous.
Reported roaming the meatpacking district, though sightings in other areas of Chicago were also recorded, usually operating nocturnally in order to abduct civilians. While records from this period are fragmentary due to a distrust of law enforcement amongst the immigrant population and the dismissal of sightings as the result of superstition, it is believed that as many as 50 individuals may have been abducted in this phase of activity. Addendum 7115-4. Interview 2807-1909. On 15/12/1908, the Irregular Threats Unit of the Bureau of Investigation was notified of a horde of pigs and pigmen rampaging in Chicago's meatpacking district. Reports described hundreds of SCP-7115-1 instances assaulting civilians indiscriminately and bisecting their stomachs with knives or their hands. A combination of non-anomalous swine and SCP-7115-1 instances would then proceed to emerge from the stomachs of the victims. It is estimated that more than 200 individuals died in this phase of activity. Due to the lack of manpower and organization of the then fledgling bureau, attempts to liaise with the Chicago police force were haphazard. Ultimately, the impact of the Bureau and law enforcement on containing the anomaly was minimal, as all SCP-7115-1 entities and anomalously produced swine ceased life function in the morning of 17/12/1908, following the collapse of a section of the roof of the Molson & Company meatpacking plant. The clearest first-hand report of why this anomalous phenomenon ceased was provided by Jelena Petroulis, who was found unconscious and severely injured in the ruined Molson factory and taken into the Bureau's custody. Following a lengthy recovery, she was permitted to give her testimony in Lithuanian, which was recorded and translated. Her testimony is excerpted below.
The company told us to give the boy, the journalist, a place in our house, or they would make public the fact that we had informed Don Jack Zemer and Kintatis. With that hanging over our heads, we were hardly concerned with what Antonos was doing. The old man did odd jobs around the factory. He was not related to any of us, but we all called him grandfather because he was gentle and knew remedies for all of our ills, how to stretch our wages, or heal a sick child, or mourn the ones we lost. I didn't go to the first meeting. I had intended to mourn with them. Elizabeta was a good friend of mine, but that night I was sick with a fever. When Thomas and the boy came back with haunches of raw pork in a basket, I thought I was dreaming. I tasted it, and it was the finest, fattiest meat I had eaten. Certainly not the worm-ridden stuff Molson sold. my favorite past in days. We didn't have the luxury of asking too many questions. Food was always short, and the ones who died willingly. The men went to work with a new shine of health in their faces, and the children did not go to bed hungry for the first time in years. Then we began hearing that the men were killing workers who had not chosen to go to their deaths, or strangers or company staff. There was more meat than ever for all of us. And then the boy came to me after the chickens had been mauled to death one night. He told me that he had hidden his nuts away in case something happened to him that night. I will confront him, he said, in his stilted schoolbook Lithuanian. I need to understand, or stop it if that is possible. He then apologized if he had caused us any harm or offense, and said that he had only ever wanted to help the workers at the plant, so sincerely that I had no choice but to smile and thank him. There was a gauntness in his face, even though he, like us, had grown fat on meat. He vanished that night. Thomas warned me, told me that what had happened to the boy would happen to me. But I did it. I hid my carving knife in my shawl and went to the old man's house. He was alone, wrapped in an old fur, cutting slices from a piece of cured pork fat. My favorite treat when I was young, eaten on bread drizzled with a few drops of molasses. But when he offered me it, my stomach turned, and I sat down without speaking. You're afraid, aren't you, of my children, who have learned to walk on their hind legs and forage for their own meals now? He ate, and went on talking. His accent had always been strange, sounding like it was from no place and every place. I'm sorry about your chickens. You must have been fond of them. When the world was young, I preached to the people of better lives, but the world disabused me of that notion. Do you know what this country has taught me? It is that all of you can be made to willingly line up to be chopped up into meat. Every belief is just a machine. People go in one end, and bodies come out the other. Do you really think that the unions, and the socialists, and the Kazuski's anarchist bombers will save you from being slaughtered for some cause or another? No. It is the highest and noblest lesson of this great nation that all of you will choose to die and suffer.
Oh man, that's cold. But boy, if he ain't on point talking about, man, I'm talking about on some real spit, y'all. If you just sit back and just watch how people just walk into the slaughter, you can't, then you can't even tell they stupid. I'm sorry, you can't even tell them that, bruh, it's not that. You finna put your energy into it, and you're about to volunteer yourself.
The other. Do you really think that the unions, and the socialists, and the Kazuski's anarchist bombers will save you from being slaughtered for some cause or another? No. It is the highest and noblest lesson of this great nation that all of you will choose to die and suffer. To become nothing.
Get you some. Choose. You gonna choose. You know what that choice was? You just made it. A couple days ago, 2 weeks ago, whoever, whenever, a week ago or something, however long, I don't know, cause I didn't partake. You feel me? Just like with the whole the Jake, the whatever, you know what I'm saying, that fight. I didn't partake. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good on giving my energy to bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I could see what's going on. And the more stuff is going on, the more I'm starting to wake up to it. So, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all those that's awake, man, and aware. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to be awake, but it's another thing to be aware. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you can begin to make your moves once you become aware. So that's what I push for, awareness. You know what I'm saying? A key awareness to what's going on. And man, if bro didn't just break it down right there, it's simple. It's put. You know what I'm saying? It's the highest and noblest lesson of this great nation that all of you will choose to die and suffer, to become nothing but cuts of American meat. And there is only one escape from this system. And that one escape from this system is waking up, becoming aware, I can't even say death, because I don't believe in such. I used to, but not anymore. It's because when I become enlightened, you know what I'm saying, it faded away in a sense to where I know that this body may sleep, you know what I'm saying, but the soul within this body will move on to the next path, the next line of work that needs to be done, you know what I'm saying, in the cosmos. I know that now. So, but for others, yeah, it's a rock and a hard place for yourself, you know what I'm saying? And you put yourself there because of these beliefs outside of yourself. That's why here in the number 5, it urges man to understand, which we say understand, its higher nature, the higher self of you, the higher energies of you. You know what I mean? And dude is telling you, if you're here and you're believing in this system, this is what you're doing to yourself. And I let him say it. I didn't say it. He said it. And I concur with what he said. That's just all I'm doing. I'm just concurring with what the man said, because he is talking some real truth. And he talking about this great nation. You already know when they use the term great nation, what nation they talking about. You know what I'm saying? They talking about over here. You feel me? And people are choosing to suffer and die. You're choosing. You're making choices. You know what I mean? And it's the choices that you're making it's like you're leaving yourself no room for yourself. You're making choices based off of what other people, what the socialism, you're making choices based off that. What society has got to say about it. You know what I'm saying? What about you? What do you got to say about it? Are you staying true to you? You know what I'm saying? Or did we just throw that shit out the window and we're just going to give it to somebody else? Well, how do you know the interests of these people? Because that's what they said? Okay. Well, the last time somebody said something as good as that, they got that thing put in their face. Loud. Checkout time. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah. It's stuff like that goes on when people really trying to put on for the people. So if you don't see a whole lot of that going on, then there ain't going to be a whole lot of putting on for you.
And there is only one escape from this system.
You got to put on for yourself.
And this is?
And stop giving all your energy to people that's finna line you up.
I remember that the knife slipped from my shawl and clattered to the ground, but I did not pick it up. To be the one eating the meat. He motioned to his plate of cured pork fat. This pig, well, this was a well-bred one, from a good family. A little piglet who knew his letters. You knew him well. Won't you have a bite?
That's a pig, boss?
I have some molasses to sweeten the taste. And I cannot describe how it happened. As if a light suddenly shone against his face. I saw what he was. Something monstrously old. A weeping red symbol was carved on his forehead. And when he stretched his hands out, white staring eyes were set in his palms. I shrieked and ran. All he did was laugh and snort and snuffle like a pig. May I please finish this interview later? I don't feel well.
Hey man, I know y'all familiar with seeing such entities, right? The pigs walking around on 2 feet. You know what I'm saying? They put them in movies and stuff like that. Don't let it go over your head. Yeah. Yeah. Don't let it go over your head. You know what I'm saying? We've seen there's several movies out there that's been with pigs walking on the hind. All animals damn near walking on the hind leg, right? So, but when you see these things in the movies, believe me, man. Believe me. Or you can go do the research. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. This stuff ain't just make believe, man. It's not just make believe. It's not just make believe. It's reality on a high scale, and we need to start unlocking, you know what I'm saying, and getting to these scales so we can start weighing this stuff out. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you got snorting pigs laughing and da with your eyeballs in his hand. You know what I'm saying? It ain't cool. And y'all just sitting back worried about nothing. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna save you or help you in no form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that people are into these days. And I ain't judging you. You already let's get that clear now. I'm not judging you. I used to be a part of all, you know what I'm saying, things that's taking place out here, but not anymore. You know what I'm saying? Stuff started it just wasn't making sense to me anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it just wasn't making sense. But then when I started delving into stuff that was deemed not real, and it made all the sense.
I can
so I'm
continue.
over here with the stuff that don't supposed to make sense, that's making all the sense in the world. You know what I'm saying? Walking pigs. Now, I mean, walking, talking pigs, and you got mutations, and you got splicing going on, and you got a whole bunch of, man, come on, bro. I'm looking at this stuff. Listen, y'all. I'm looking at this stuff from a different angle and a different perspective, coming off the knowledge that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like let's not do like you know what I'm saying. Like, don't think that I'm really trying to just force it on you. I have certain knowledge. I've read certain books. I've had certain master teachers. You know what I'm saying. That's did the work. You know what I'm saying. And all we had to do is sit there and listen and go through it, and then go back and confirm. You know what I'm saying, all that they were speaking on, because that's what they encourage everybody to do, to go and look. Don't just believe them, go and look. But they leave us the references to look. You know what I'm saying? And I do appreciate that, to be able to get the references and get the receipts and go back and look at the stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay, I get it now. So I'm just coming from a different perspective. You know what I mean? And everybody is entitled to theirs, and everybody has one. This is mine. Go look into some of the information that I'm talking about. Go look into it. That's why I'm giving it out. You know what I'm saying? So you can go look at your damn self. Feel me? You ain't got to. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be none of that. You feel me? It ain't got to be none of that. Just go look for yourself, and because you got to come up with your own conclusion. Your conclusion for your life path. It's your life path, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a life path, just like everybody else is on theirs. You got to find yours. You can do it through your date, through your birth date. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Do the numbers. Get into that. You know what I'm saying? Find what life path you're on, and see what it is you're supposed to be doing.
Just some water, please.
Don't just be here. You know what I'm saying? Taking up time, waiting space, and you end up in somebody's.
How they burst down our shanty, slaughtering every man and woman and child.
Slaughterhouse.
I saw
you know
more
what I'm saying?
die
Look
from the
retarded,
stampede and the crush
wasting time.
than the creature's hands. Though the ones who did die cut open to birth more of those hideous things. I will pray for from now until the hour of my death. Thomas and I hid until the stampede of men and swine passed and joined a handful of others.
Damn, bro.
Frankowitz and his friends, who claimed to know where Kazuski's stockpile of dynamite was.
I mean, yeah.
The old man was holed up in the factory.
They came back and got down on y'all there.
We would go in and... what the plan was, I cannot guess. 2 of them, they were taken by those things before we got there. Women I had shared meals with, torn open with meat hooks, all to get our hands on a pistol and 3 sticks of dynamite. But we took them and headed back towards the factory. This place was still where we had made our home, after all. And we had no intention of seeing those things slaughter us to a man. Those pig creatures were ferocious, but slow-witted. Now that the crowd had escaped or had been slaughtered, navigating around them was easier than it seemed. Though we were almost given away when the sight of hanging bodies or trampled children, or worse, made us sick. No, I can go on. Just some more water and a cigarette. Thank you. Yes. You must have seen how the old man or those creatures had hung the factory walls with bodies. Each one cut open, birthing screaming pigs onto the ground. The building itself straining and shaking, and panels from the roof clattering to the ground. The noise gave us cover until the handful of us found our way towards its center, where the old man had cleared a circle in the blood and the filth. Before one of the pillars, where he had hung some idol, he was bowing and chanting.
Share the wealth.
It was a word I do not know. I will try to say it. Aeon. 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 The old man spotted my husband first. His expression was one of bafflement. I truly do not think he could understand why anyone would stand against him. But with a flick of his hand, faster than Thomas could pull a trigger, I looked away just in time, but in the corner of my eye, I saw him tearing apart like old cloth. We scattered, and I grabbed the dynamite and matches. Frankowitz drew the pistol, but a pig creature took all 6 shots with its body. It closed the distance with him, and plunged a meat hook. Where I found the strength, I do not know. But I lit a match and touched it to the dynamite and tossed it. It landed by the pillar some distance from him, and he only laughed. Nothing but meat, I remember him saying as he pointed his hand towards me. And then the dynamite exploded,
Hey man, it's
and the pillar
busting down
twisted
here, right?
at its base. And the roof tore and buckled, and I brought the entire fucking ceiling of the factory down on that creature's head.
The Bureau of Investigation publicized a cover story that the SCP-7115 event was caused by mass hysteria amongst workers. Molson and Company was dissolved in 1909 following the SCP-7115 event. H.H. Molson died in a car accident the same year, an event heavily rumored to have been. The Chicago Daily Courier, having lost its most prominent corporate backer as a result, likewise ceased operations in 1913. To obscure her involvement in the event, Jelena Petroulis was indicted for criminal damage of property, dying due to complications of pneumonia in prison in 1914. Due to the cessation of life functions in all SCP-7115-1 instances, SCP-7115-A is presumed neutralized. However, the fact that a non-anomalous human was able to survive the factory building's collapse suggests the possibility of the entity's continued survival. Okay, I think that about does it for today. Thank you for listening, if indeed you still are, and you're all dismissed. Goodbye.
So that, I mean, I tell you then. Indeed. Peace. Peace. Man, yeah, man. Look, bro. I'm talking about, like, man, this thing was busting, y'all. Like, it was busting for real. Like, they got pistolas, you know what I mean? They got dynamite up in there, bitch. You feel me? They got, man. They got people getting ate up in there, bitch. They got people turning into pigs in this mother and get, man, hold up. Hey, bro, how you getting cut open and then you turn into a pig? That must be a magic butcher knife or something. Like, and a pig fall out. Like, lady, you. Now, I said that earlier, and that was an accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't mean to say, I meant to say obesity. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to say bestiality. But hold up. There's some bestiality things going on over here with these pigs, man. And I ain't trying to say that this what's going on. I'ma lean on what I said about the splicing. Because I know that was going on. And y'all could go do some research on what I said, man. You know what I'm talking about? Do not take offense. Just go look. Because if anything, you should be getting mad at the people that didn't tell your ass. Don't get mad at me for telling you now. You know what I'm saying? Get mad at those that didn't tell you from the get-go when you were in school. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of things about ourselves that we should know. Via, you know what I'm saying, misnomered white, black, you know what I'm saying? Whatever geographic, you know what I'm saying, whatever you are, you know what I'm saying? Like the truth should be in school, what you are, man. What makes you, what makes up you, you know what I'm saying? Like we got DEA, you know what I'm saying? And then others got DNA. Well, we just chop it all up to be DNA if that's what you want to call it. You feel me? But all DNA ain't the same. My D is no. You're not going to find an animal splicing in this avatar. But you can with the so-called white man. And it's a lot of animals. Not just one or two. It's a few. Fruit, insects and all. Like, I'm not bullshit. I'm not playing. You know what I'm saying? And this just getting into that science just to know. And that's another reason why they try to keep things from us. And they kept that from y'all. That ain't got nothing to do with me. They kept that from y'all. You know what I'm saying? They keep stuff from us, and then they keep stuff from you. You know what I'm saying? Pale man. So, and that's just the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you down here with us, because you know they want to keep us down unless we go through certain gates. I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? You got me fucked up when it comes to stuff like that. I'm not finna sell out my people. It's not worth it. Not what I see in the tabloids, bro. It ain't worth it. That's stupid. It's really stupid. You giving up your folks like that? And you can't even control the paper? You can't control the moves? You can't do what you want to do still? That's stupid to me. And it's my opinion. It's dumb. And I had an opportunity, 2-3 opportunities to do it. No, man, no. I love my people. They get on my fucking nerves. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? They get on my nerves. But people in general get on my damn nerves. I sometimes get on my own damn nerves. You feel me? Like, for real. And I be having to go sit myself in the corner sometimes. I be having to go sit in the corner. Go get in the cage, bro. Go sit it down. You know what I'm saying? Calm down for a second. It's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? That be me. But you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all got something at this video. I don't do fear monger. I do realism. And I tell y'all to go look and get your real. Get the real out of these things. Get the real out of these SCPs, out of these incident reports or these documents, these addendums. You know what I'm saying? get what you need about this stuff, man. Don't just listen to these people and be like, oh man, that's amazing, or man, that would be crazy. No, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you haven't did any research outside of SCP, you're lost in the sauce. I'm just gonna tell. Unless you are the one that's actually putting this stuff together, you are completely lost in the sauce. I'm just gonna tell you that now. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you need to be just believing these people because they love to mix and screw stuff. Like they got the Bureau of Investigation. Come on now, what comes before that? The Federal Bureau of Investigation or the something Bureau of Investigation. You don't have just a Bureau of Investigation. Investigate a Bureau of what? Investigating what? What do y'all do? You got to have a name in front of that. So let's put a name in front of it. The Federal. You know what I'm saying? This could be federal what's going on right now because we got food involved. We got people involved. You know what I'm saying? And who gets involved in these endeavors? Exactly. So we ain't trying to hear that. And then when we get them boys involved, you know, you got the coin and them telling that boy, you feel me? They get involved. You know what I'm saying? Some infiltration. That's how you're trying to get inside the thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely about infiltration. That's COINTELPRO. You feel me? Man, it's a lot going on in this. So if you got to know about this stuff, y'all to be able to unpack it. No, I say it's a lot to unpack here. But we can only do so much. You know what I'm saying? We already rolling on the hour, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already rolling on the hour, y'all. Told you I'm long-winded. You know what I'm saying? And it's just because the information has to come out. And I'm bringing out information as I see these SCPs. And numerology hit this thing on the point. You know what I'm saying? We got plants and commerce all day. That's the tidbits right here. You know what I'm saying? And then we got science buildings and all this. And then we got animals. We got pigs turning into some spit. You feel me? It's a lot going on with this. So it's a lot to unpack. You feel me? So that's why I encourage y'all to get into all the other sciences. Get into these informations. So, you know what I'm saying? When you start hearing stuff like this, you will be a little bit more or a lot more in the know with what's really going on. Because a lot of things may not be so physical. It may be an actual spiritual aspect to things. And more than likely, it's going to be a spiritual aspect to it. As above, so below. That's the type of realm that we're in. So it's going to be something spiritual going on with it. That's why we got the Hierophant card right here. What's the spiritual meaning behind this? See what I'm saying? So you got to ask yourself these questions when we're going through this information. Like, we're not saying that, we're going to believe them and hang on every word. Hell no. No, I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not asking you to do that because I'm not doing that. I'm actually looking for the debunk. I'm looking for a slip up. I'm looking for some dates not matching with another type of thing that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking for certain things. There's certain things that I look for that lets me know, okay, this is what this is. But sometimes I can't tell y'all that because that's not gonna have anything to do with you. You feel me? If it does and it could help you, then I'll put it out. But other than that, if it's for me and strictly for me, I gotta keep it for me because that's for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my own path as well. All right, so y'all keep your head on the swivel out there. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to keep yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally protected. You feel me? Don't forget to keep your CT on at all times. Due diligence at all times. You know what I'm saying? Discernment, intuition. Use all these things. Right hemisphere of the brain, left hemisphere of the brain. You know what I'm saying? Get into that frontal lobe. Let's get some frontal lobe activities going on. You know what I'm saying? Growth of the frontal lobe. Get into some books. Let's do this, man. Come on, man. We're in a new age, people. So let's pick it up. Growth and development, man. Let's get on that. Let's get on that. For real. Let's